Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Twem, and today I'm going to have a conversation with a talented dancer named Natalie Avakian. Now I'm waiting for her to join so that we can start our interesting conversation today. I know around Cyprus and those we have around Cyprus time zone, you're sleeping now, but you can catch it up later. So let me add Natalie. There she is. So I'm sending the request now. Hey
Hi,
Natalie, how are
how
you
are
doing?
you?
Thank you very much. How's everything with you?
Very good, thank you.
Uh, which city are you now?
So I'm in LA, specifically a town called Pasadena.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the weather now in LA?
Bright and hot.
For example, which degree is it now? What's the temperature?
I've been guessing it has to be in the 80s
Oh,
right
it's
now.
not bad. It's not bad. Here in Cyprus, we have plus 38. It's too hot.
And too hot, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
So
summertime.
would you please introduce yourself to those who may not know you, about your work, about yourself, what are you doing these days?
So my name is Natalie Avakian, and I'm half Armenian, half Mexican. I was born in LA. My mother was born in LA. My father was born in Lebanon. My mother is, my grandmother's from Mexico, and my father is from Beirut. And so I'm a professional dancer. I've been dancing for 17 years, and I do mostly Latin. And yeah, so I've been in LA most of my life, born and raised, and that's a little bit about me.
I'm confused now. You said about Armenian, but your one of your parents were from Beirut. So
My
how
father
come you? Yeah.
is my family's Armenian, and my father was raised in Lebanon.
I was raised in Lebanon. I see. So I see that you are doing some dancing challenges also in your Instagram.
We
Tell
with
us about.
Tehran.
Yeah, for example, with Tehran and other guys I saw also you had some similar challenges.
Yes, it was fun. It was just something to do to kind of switch gears from being around people and then having the coronavirus to finding fun ways to kind of connect with people and keep the mood light and continue, even on social media.
Yeah, that's a good idea because these days you cannot have your usual events as before. Like I saw you have an event related to Wednesday salsa or something like that.
Yeah, so one of the things I did is I had my own events. I would organize them myself. I would promote them myself. I would bring students to the classes. I would teach them, teach the classes, hire the DJ, hire the live band, hire the employees to work the front, so all sorts of things. And I did that for 5 years. So it was a big production and a lot of work, but really rewarding while I was doing it. So yeah.
So these days you are dealing with lack of that by having these free classes on Instagram, for example, or these
So
challenges.
I left the organizing events 2 years ago. As much as I enjoy teaching, I didn't like the nightclub scene very much. Sometimes you get characters that are a little bit off, but I think that I was already dancing in the dance studio, so I just went back to dancing in the dance studios and teaching. That's what I know and what I like to do. So yeah, that's what I did. And then once the dance studios closed down, I decided to teach online. Like a lot of dance instructors, they're all teaching online now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And what was your most interesting experience during those times that you were doing those events?
Oh, I mean, you know what it was? Even though we did it in a club, I really tried to create an environment where people felt really welcome. and we had people with disabilities even coming, and so we had like the most beautiful women in Los Angeles dancing with men with disabilities and vice versa, and there was no judgment. You know, everyone was dancing with each other, and I think Tehran went to a couple of those events actually.
Oh, I
You
see.
can ask him, yeah. But
Is Tehran a good dancer or not?
he's got some moves. He's got some moves. But
He's
yeah.
half black, so he gotta be good in dancing.
Well, you know, Latin is very different, you know, than just like. But he's good. He's good. He's good. He's good. And he's a good sport, and you know, we had a good time doing the challenge, and yeah, and he's really talented, and he is over at the Laugh Factory here in Los Angeles, and he's a, you know, comedian there, stand-up comedian. So he's great. But as far as the events, that's what I wanted to create, a very welcoming sort of nightclub that didn't really have that sort of like checking people at the door, seeing what they're wearing or who they're with, and then they would be allowed. Everyone was welcome, and so we'd have, you know, people who are like lawyers, women who are lawyers dancing with cooks in the kitchens, you know, and it didn't matter. It just, everybody wanted to connect and dance, and that's what I tried to do for my community out here, and it was a beautiful thing to do. Celebrate people's birthdays and their you know, their events, and making a happy event for people. Yeah, so when things started to change, that's when I left that sort of like space. But that's what I continue to try to do, like connect to my community, you know, and if I can serve my community, then that's kind of where I'll be.
And what's with you and Wednesdays? Why you pick on Wednesdays? All the time you announce something is related to Wednesdays. And also we have this interview on Wednesday. What's going on?
Wednesday's my lucky day. No,
Yeah.
actually, I'm teaching like the online classes today. I have a class at 7 p.m. And then I also have a class Sunday. So not just on Wednesday, but it's kind of like hump day, you know, the middle of the week. And so I always try to like push something there to kind of like, come on, you can get through the week, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Monday seems like a hard day to push any kind of class. People are just trying to get into the week.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
do you agree that dancing has a very high positive influence on our mood?
On our
So,
mood.
yeah. So maybe if we do it on Monday, maybe it would be a good start of our week somehow.
Perhaps, you know, I mean, my goal is to grow it, you know. I mean, if I can have it on more days, that would be great. You know, I think people are still getting used to the online platform, so it's not easy for everybody that's used to dancing with people and in the dance studio for them to be like, oh yeah, you know, I can still enjoy dancing, or I don't have to be great at dancing, you know, to get moving. And I want to encourage people to also get moving, because you know the gyms are closed and people feel depressed and all kinds of things because of what's going on. And I want to encourage, you know, have something going that people can kind of drop in on and, you know, get a different mood. But it is challenging for people to, you know, use an online platform if they're not used to it.
Yeah, but you also post your videos so that later they can come and check it out, right?
Yeah, I'm really glad that Instagram has allowed that for us now. At first it was just on the live on the story, so it was only 24 hours and then it would get erased. Now they're letting us save it, download the videos. So I'm really happy that people can, yeah, get a chance to catch up if it's not on their time. They can, you know, use it or watch it later or get a workout. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And is it suitable for both men and women, right? Or
Yeah,
only
no
for
partner necessary. You know, as long as you like to move your hips,
yeah.
it works for both men and women. Yeah.
I saw you are doing it while wearing your high heels. So isn't
Oh,
it?
well, it's Latin dancing.
Ah, okay. So you have different genres now on your videos.
It's all Latin. It's
Okay.
all Latin dancing. Yeah. So I wear my Latin shoes because it's comfortable for me, but you know, you can wear sneakers, of course, if you want. Yeah, I mean, the heels are not necessary, but it's just something that I've been wearing to dance for a long time. So they're actual dance shoes,
I see.
specifically designed for dance. Yeah.
So in that case, I would like to give it a try too. Later, I will check out your
Well, they
video.
have men's shoes.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to wear the heels, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
judge.
sure, of course.
Right?
That's not for me.
But they have men's shoes that are specifically designed for dance too. With like, it has a heel, but it's very masculine shoe.
Yeah, but as long as you said I can wear my sneakers, so I'm going to try it for the first time with that one.
Yeah, you can wear sneakers. Yeah, yeah. And women can wear sneakers too. So.
By the way, I saw you post some videos about, for example, compassion or such positive messages. Would you like to tell us about it too? What are they usually?
We have some people in the chat. Hi, Yogan. Hi, Denier. Welcome. No, absolutely. Those videos are. So, I mean, I feel like I've always had a very close spiritual practice. It was very sacred, very private for myself. I would do my meditations and my prayers, and I would do it daily. And I didn't really talk about it because it was for me, And when I would teach, I would connect, to God and to myself, and I felt like I had a higher purpose besides just being there. And that was the whole idea of the nightclub. Even though I was in the nightclub scene, I wanted to create this kind of community sort of feel, where everyone could feel welcome. And, so that was, of course, tied into my spirituality as well. So it was very private for me. But now that with the COVID things going on, I just feel like people sometimes need to hear something encouraging. And I feel a little more inclined to, share more about myself and who I am, as this is the only way to kind of connect with people these days, through your phone and your social media. And so I just open up a little more.
Yeah, that's great. And I noticed usually in those Latino dancing, you need a partner to do that.
True.
Then,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
how do you choose your partner? I understood it's very important to choose a correct partner for your dancing. So how is it possible to know that you are connecting to your dancing partner?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're doing social dancing, right, so then you just dance with a random stranger. They just ask you to dance, if you're at the club, it's just, that's what it is. And then if if you're skilled, as an intermediate dancer, then you would be able to follow their lead without much, like talking. You're skilled, you know how to follow and you know how to lead, and it kind of is this beautiful dance together. And then the more advanced dancers not only dance together by leading and following, but they're also connecting to each other and connecting to the music and hitting the intricacies and a deeper level of connection in the dancing scene. So I mean, that's what it is. It's not that deep when it comes to social dancing. For a dance partner for a career is a very, very serious choice, because you're spending so much time with that person. And so lots of things have to be clear from the beginning, about, where you guys are in terms of your friendship and what do you want to accomplish and how much time you have. And then you see people's personalities, and that's when it gets kind of tricky. So for me, I didn't have too many dance partners. I think I was more independent and learning, and then different dance partners to reach certain goals and then move on to reach another goal and things like that. Yeah, it's very difficult to find a partner that you get along with, that they have the same goals, that are only professional, if that's what you want. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's really challenging. Yeah,
it's very challenging. For me, I was very independent. Like when I did the events, I became from a dancer to sort of like a businesswoman sort of thing. So it kind of just switched. So.
I see. And would you like to also talk about the half-breed thing, that you are coming from different backgrounds?
Oh, the Armenian Mexican thing?
Yeah. So what things do you like or dislike about these two different cultures?
Dislike, I don't know, but I embrace that I'm both now, and I'm proud to be Armenian. And I'm proud to be Mexican. I think that I grew up in the Armenian community. So I was raised in the Armenian community. Armenian private school, Armenian church. So that's what I grew up around. And I was the only kid that was a mix. Nobody else in the school was a mix at that time. Not really, you know? There were not too many people that were like, you know, mixed kids. So that was really challenging because, you know, how do I say this in a way that doesn't offend? But I mean, you know, the Armenian community, it was new for them, you know? I felt different. I felt different. And
How different? I mean, which challenges did you have? What was different with you and the other kids in that community?
there was nothing different between me and the other kids. But when your skin tone is pointed out, when your mixed ethnicity is pointed out, when your differences are pointed out as a child, it's tough to feel like you belong to that community. And I wanted to feel like I belonged to that community, and I didn't feel like that, you know, and I had to be raised in a community that I didn't feel like I belonged. And then when I got older, there was a lot of Armenian girl bullies, men too, boys, they were kids, teenagers. That was a challenge. So that I was still not accepted in the community, not by everyone. Some people, but not by everyone. And so that was a challenge, you know, being bullied, being like outcasted, and then, you know, having my memories as a kid, and then as a teenager, it just continued. So I think I was lucky to come into familiarity, or like someone brought dance to me as like salsa dancing, because it allowed me to feel like I belonged to something, to feel like I had a community, and for me to connect to a Latin culture that I didn't grow up with, you know? I had my grandma, my abuelita, my aunts, my tias, they were there, but they were not a part of my everyday life like the Armenian community. So yeah, then I got to experience more of life. So
I see. But if you want to say, for example, which positive thing you can find in Armenian culture that you would like to explain it to your friends in other nations, that this is very good thing that we have, for example, in Armenian people, what would you say?
we're strong people. I think that, you know, we're nationalistic, and we're prideful in our nation, and our, you know, who we are and our roots. It's a very beautiful culture. I think that when in times of trouble, it's very beautiful to see Armenians just come together and represent. That's really, really beautiful in our community. The culture is beautiful. The music is beautiful. You know, the dancing is beautiful. And yeah, I think it's a really, the churches are beautiful. I actually just did a photo shoot with just yesterday with a good friend of mine named Mehraei, and Mehraei, and she we did it with the Armenian actual traditional costumes, and she designed them herself. And yeah, I think it's wonderful and rich, and there's so much to it, so much history. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And is it true that most of Armenians are talented people? Because every time I see in any skill that they know something, they are very talented.
I mean, you know, when it comes to talent, I think that hard work is required, and Armenians are very hardworking. Armenians will do the work, and I think that's why you say that Armenians are talented.
So they have the element of persistence. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see. Absolutely. About exactly the same.
Too, you know, survivors of the genocide, and I think that we have that in our blood, you know, and that we're survivors in all areas of life, and persistent in all areas of life, and we overcome in all areas of life, and we come together when it matters, and I think it's a very beautiful thing. Yeah,
I was looking at the history of Armenia. I was surprised that how they really survive until now, that they are the same union, they are the same nation after all these years.
Yes. Yeah. You know, they fought till the end, and Yeah, Armenia's still here, and we're still here.
That's great. And I would ask you the same question about the Mexican route. And what would you say to other nations that Mexican has this culture that other nations can learn from them? What attribute would you suggest to others from the Mexican culture?
Well, Mexican culture is really beautiful too. I mean, I think like my times that I went to Mexico, and not only, well, first of all, I grew up really idolizing this artist called Frida Kahlo, who's a Mexican artist, and Diego Rivera was her husband, and they're both Mexican artists. And just the rich culture, the art, like the traditional costumes, folklorico, which is the dance out there. I mean, the food. I mean, there's so many things about Mexican culture that makes it so rich, you know, and beautiful. I think all cultures, you know, all cultures do. But I mean, for a Mexican, I mean, like I said, the costumes and the arts and everything, it's just so beautiful. And yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I think that, you know, it's very interesting. Like, it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. If there's two people that speak Spanish, and they automatically like connect. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like half of I have cousins who are half African American, half Mexican, and they speak beautiful Spanish. You know what I mean? And the second you start talking to somebody in Spanish, it's like boom, there's a connection, and there's just no judgment there at that point. You know, you're just one. You know, and it's very beautiful to see. And I think there's many beautiful facets of Mexican culture.
Is this connection between Latinos or between Latinos and Spanish people in Spain as well?
What do you mean?
I mean, you said you, for example, find someone who speaks Spanish, even from different background, not necessarily Mexican, but you get connected with that guy right away.
Well, when you're thinking about here in the United States, you know, there's such a mix of people here, you know. This isn't exactly Mexico or Armenia, right? But somehow when you find two people that speak the same language, there's a connection that's undeniable and a sort of like acceptance of each other, right? Because all of us are, you know, our you know, ancestors, our previous grandparents, great grandparents come from somewhere else, a lot of us. You know, and so there's just a mix of culture here. But I think especially in Los Angeles with all the mixes of cultures, when you find two people that speak the same language, whether or not they're from the same country, you get that connection, and it's very beautiful. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And let's do something fun. We have a challenge named Crazy Eyebrow. We try to pull one of our eyebrow without touching it, like this.
what do you mean?
Can,
What are you trying to do?
like this, without even touching it with hand or with two eyebrows, just one eyebrow up, one down.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, it needs practice, I guess, but this is a challenge that we usually have on our page. We also ask the people we interview with. So you cannot do it at all.
Well, I don't know what you're doing.
You see one eyebrow up, one down.
Yeah.
You
want
see?
me to pull one eyebrow? I can't do it. I don't have eyebrow isolation. If I put both of them up, they both go up.
So there's a special also dancing for eyebrows. So this is a genre.
Yeah, that's a whole talent, I think. You know, if I raise my eyebrows, they're both going up, like right now. But I don't have eyebrow isolation. Maybe body isolation, but not eyebrow isolation.
Exactly. So it could be another challenge for you, so that you can try it later.
Of the many things I should practice, I'll be working on eyebrow isolation.
And, by the way, have you ever been in Cyprus before?
I've never been.
Oh, I see. Would you like to visit here?
What are some things about your culture that you want to share?
Actually, I'm Persian, and but I've been living in Cyprus for many years. Mm-hmm. For the last 10 years altogether, for example, I lived here for 8 years. And Cypriots are very friendly and hospitable. Mm-hmm. And but the thing is that I should push them somehow for accepting other international events to happen here, because they are happy just by going to the beach sides and just having having a rest there all day long.
I see.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find local promoters so that we can have more international events here, because I feel the lack of it here. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
also want to introduce interesting and talented people around the world to them, so that they will get motivated to have such events also here. We need, for example, salsa dancing also events here in Cyprus.
Wonderful. Maybe we'll do something together. I mean, promotion was something that I did out here in Los Angeles. It was great, and specifically in Studio City. But I love seeing the growth of salsa expand to different countries, and seeing salsa in Japan, salsa in Egypt, salsa in Israel. It's really beautiful to see the growth. It's nice. Yeah, so
Yeah,
definitely.
that would be lovely here also.
Yeah, absolutely.
So would you even consider traveling to countries like Cyprus in the future
Of
to have
course.
some events here?
Of course, that would be wonderful. I mean, what a beautiful experience that would be. And sharing the culture everywhere, that would be just lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
And for those who want to follow you and see your free classes on Instagram, or even there are other maybe social media that you are using, where they can find you.
So I have a Facebook account under Natalie Avakian, and then a second Facebook account under Natalie Avakian 2. And then I have the Instagram account where my Instagram lives, I'm having class on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 6 p.m. So that's what I'm doing for now, but hopefully, things will grow. And yeah, just have more
So
fun.
mostly you post it on Instagram, as I understood.
Yes, and Instagram Live, but I do a lot of promotions on Facebook as well. But yeah, the live classes are on Instagram.
Oh, I see. Thanks a lot for your time for doing this. It was very fun talking with you.
Likewise, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for your time. And I hope that we will have interesting events in the future. And also, Cypriots are very interested, hopefully, to learn about salsa, about Latino culture, and so on.
Yes, that would be lovely to one day have events there. Yes, absolutely.
That would be great. Thank you very much, Natalie.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Have a wonderful time. See you.
See you. Bye.
Bye bye. Adios.
Adios.